It's a way of life. People who wear this brand are people who care about human life. The ones who wear this brand.
Both of them.
Yo, we here at the Vague Ringtone Channel. The Vague is in the building. We got my man, Mr. Hassan, and also we got another brother here that's gonna tell it all. He actually lived in the complex, and now he doesn't live anymore. Actually used to work for them, I believe. I don't think he lived over here, but he worked or maybe lived over here. But he gonna give you all the side of the story, what he's gonna say, and we're gonna turn it over to Hassan.
Vague Ringtone in the building. Today we have Ricky Mitchell and our good sister Brandy. And we want to say Ricky lived in, it's called Sierra Nights.
No, it was called the Barlow.
Oh, Barlow. Okay, so he lived in Barlow.
Barlow Apartments.
Okay, he lived in Barlow Apartments. He's ex-maintenance man for the company. And so today the tenants received notices on their doors which read, Ricky Mitchell is not employed with David J. Hoggard and should not be doing any work on this property. We all know he was here, employed. It has come to our attention that you are contacting him. We can't contact him. We have to contact the office to get to Ricky. He is charging you and telling you that we will reimburse you. They're saying that Ricky is charging the tenants money to do work in the unit and saying that the community here, David J. Hoggard, Dora, her company, we reimburse the tenants. She said we would not, as he has nothing to do with Global. We are going to 86 him from the site because he is misrepresenting himself. And if you guys allow him to do any work in your units, we will hold you responsible. That's kind of crazy. How can a company hold us responsible for a maintenance man that worked for them? So, Ricky,
Yes, sir.
give your side of the story. And first, before you give your, tell them everyone who you are, and because Ricky is just not know anybody. So, give your side, brother.
My name is Ricky Mitchell. I'm an ex-employee of Global Management Property. I've been working for Global for the last 3.5 years as a maintenance. Prior to that, I worked 8 years with the VA in maintenance as well. I have accomplished a few things in life that I take what I've accomplished and live that on a daily, every day. And it's not anything that was given to me, it's what was earned. And by that, I mean, what I do it as a stand-up person, and for this thing to come out the way it's being presented is totally not me. For whatever reason they trying to find fault in me doing so, it behooves me for why they want to do that. College graduate, played with the Northern Illinois University football, accomplished being inducted in my College Hall of Fame.
Show me your College Hall of Fame ring. This just recently happened.
And so,
upstanding citizen.
And just by me, accomplishing this, this feat, I know what I went through to get that. So I use that in an everyday life to present myself, with dedication and hard work, not only just on the field, off the field, but as a person. If I'm not decent, then I'm not in order. So I try to live it the way I was, born and bred and raised.
That's good. That's good to hear. So just getting started, we want to just go through some things. Sister Brandy, so when an individual rented a unit here, they go through all the credit report and all that stuff like that, and then the manager go and do her paperwork. Then she sends it in to Dora for Dora approval, right?
Correct.
She has to approve the amount, and so anybody that move in here, she has to be approved. So when Sherry was here renting to people, she had to send the paperwork to Dora for Dora to approve it.
Correct. In order for it to be done the right way, legally, it's supposed to go through her for. It's supposed to go through corporate for approval, first and foremost. The property manager is overseen by Dora LeGrand.
Okay.
She's the asset manager and the regional manager. So she has to oversee any property managers. The property managers can't just move in
Anybody without.
anybody.
Of all 16, 17
And
properties.
so being the maintenance man, Ricky, when a new tenant is coming, you have to go to some time and let them in the units and do whatever they feel they need or whatever. What is your part to play when the tenants come in?
Well, prior to a tenant moving in, I have to turn the units, from past tenants.
What does the turning the unit mean?
Turning the unit means, if a tenant was evicted or they vacated any type of way, whatever they left behind after 30 days, I go in the unit, I clean out everything, and then I repair whatever needs to be repaired. I make ready the unit for whatever tenant is assigned to move in that unit.
Right. And so when a tenant is evicted or they move out, what is the protocol?
I mean, such as
Like, say for instance, right now, I gave you a 2-week notice or I got evicted, right? The maintenance man go to the unit, right?
And turn the unit.
No. This say for instance, someone just moved out, right?
Yeah, just move
Or
out.
they-
We have to before maintenance global representative, whatever, before we can enter that unit, we have to wait 30 days.
Okay.
30 days before we can go in that unit to do anything. Now,
Right.
We can't even.
That's on the eviction.
That's on the eviction.
Okay.
If someone just up and leave, they have to turn in their keys.
And then you go and change the locks.
I change locks.
So you go into the unit. You kind of like, because when they leaving, you got to inspect the unit.
Yes, we do. I do a walkthrough of a tenant moving out. I do a walkthrough to see what has to be done, repaired, and so on and so forth. That's to what they say charge the prior tenant for what damages or whatever, before I could do anything. And after that walkthrough, after I lock it up, it does not open again except one time when that individual that was evicted or moved out gets time to come and get their belongings. They only allow it one time.
That's if they evicted.
That's if they're evicted.
Uh-huh.
They only allow it one time. Then once they turn the key in, it's up to we don't go back in that unit for 30 days.
Okay, so
What about abandoned units?
If the tenant abandoned the unit, is automatically we are able to go in to do what needs to be done, with or without the keys. But most times, when they're abandoned, they're not taking keys. I mean, they're not leaving keys.
Correct.
So, I have to change the lock. I have to drill the lock off to replace it.
because we had a abandonment, a couple of these units are abandoned, but yesterday they had abandonment and find out allegedly that dogs had been in the unit for 30 days. The tenants had been gone for 30 days, and so the dog animal control metro was here, and they went inside. Is excuse my language, dog shit everywhere.
Okay.
It stunk up the whole hallway, and so we didn't understand if the proper protocol is to go into the unit to check to make sure it's all right and everything is secured. How was it abandoned for 30 days, which doesn't have nothing to do with you, but just some of the things.
But in a case like that, whenever the unit becomes vacant, myself and the property manager, we go in and we do the walkthrough, okay, before we lock it up. If it's an eviction, the
Marshall.
comes and he does a walkthrough before he put the sticker on there.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything is in there, once they evicted or any animals, whatever, everything is brought out of there. Everything is moved out of there before we lock it up. That's what the constable. Now, after that, we don't go back to that unit unless whomever it was that was evicted come back to get what they can get. And they only get 1 hour from what I'm told.
So the units that during the time that Sherry was here, we have a monthly inspection. So during the time when Sherry was here, those units were being inspected, right? Because you have to walk around with the keys and let the people in to whether we doing a spray, when you spraying for pest control or are you doing the monthly inspection, to meet HUD rules or whatever. You let the tenants, you open the door for the people to come in. Global management, matter of fact.
Right.
They come in and inspect every unit month to month, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Supposedly.
What?
Uh,
Go ahead.
but it wasn't going like that.
Well, they was coming, but
They were coming, but
they wasn't
doing.
they wasn't doing as far as like if something was wrong, because they come with the little sheet of paper and they have to check off if your oven okay, is your lights, is your stove, and your ice box.
They would do it.
And a lot of people that had a problems. Every unit has that problem, some type of problem. Everybody got roaches and they got bed bugs in the unit, that type of stuff like that. So when the people come in and inspect, how were they able to pass inspection and Dora don't know? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and it's a good question, man. I don't know how they were passing these inspections because 85% of the units that we were going in, something needed to be done. I would make my list. I would give it to my manager, which was Sherry. She would send my supply list because I never got supplies. Never got supplies.
Who had to approve you to get supplies?
Dora.
Okay.
Dora had to approve me to get supplies, and I went 4 and 5 months without supplies. So I was making do what I could do with what I had. I even was going in my own pocket buying supplies.
Right, right.
You know, to get a unit turned.
Right.
For someone to move in, or for a resident that was living that needed a work order done. I was doing all that I could with what I could.
So, being that you are knowledgeable, brother.
I have a question.
Just go ahead, sister.
We have the 74-year-old lady back here, elderly, legally blind. She has.
Oh, Miss Fran.
Right, Fran Sims, Miss Sims. She stated that she has 3 refrigerators in her unit to equal 1 refrigerator. Now, we just had corporate on property doing inspections. Clearly, her unit wasn't a unit that they walked into. But how often is it that you guys would allow someone to have multiple appliances to equal up to 1, or broken appliances?
That is absurd. I don't even know how that could happen. See, I've been away. I retired October 6th of 2025. I retired from the company. At that time, I never received, myself personally, never received a work order to go into Ms. Sims' apartment. If she had anything wrong, it was not anything I was aware of. You know, now if those 3 refrigerators have, become in there since October 6th, I know nothing about. I know nothing about that. But it shouldn't be like that, no matter who it is. You know, they shouldn't leave refrigerators in there like that. You know, and if management went in and did an inspection, they should have made note of that. They should have made note of that.
Yeah, they go in each month. There's an inspection, and they
It's
come
on the lease that
and they
they're
come to
supposed
every
to.
unit.
Right. It's on the lease that
They come to every unit every month, and they come. Sometimes they come in and ask you if something's wrong.
Right.
Sometimes they come in and do a walkthrough. But when corporate get on them real tough, they'll come in and do the walkthrough. They still pass you with all, even your ice
Flying
boxes.
colors.
Yeah, no matter what, you're gonna get passed. Now, how long you been working here, Ricky?
This past August was 3 solid years.
3 solid years. So you saw different managers come and go,
Yes.
as well as different maintenance people come and go. And you heard the stories before you got here.
Yeah.
Tell us something about those things, brother.
Well, when I started here, I started here August 8th, 2022. And when I came here, we had a manager, and she worked with me for 2 weeks. And after she left, I was doing everything off of my knowledge and my careness of the tenants for 8 months. I went 8 months without a manager. 8 months, and I just had started. Now, corporate Dora knew that there was no manager here.
Let me stop you right there. I don't mean to interrupt. How long was this complex without a manager? Just so we can put that on record.
Well, like I said, total out of the 3 years total that I was here, it was without a manager for practically a year. I did 8 months without a manager. Then I turned around and did 4 months without a manager. And since I've been here, I went through 4 managers.
Wow.
And you know, with the way corporate, well, I'm gonna say Dora. I'm not gonna say corporate. I'm gonna say Dora because she feels she's corporate, and you know, and this is not a punch, and none. This is what it is. A lot of things that needed to be done. A lot of things that needed to be done. A lot of things that didn't get done was because she wasn't okay in it, wasn't giving the approval to get things done.
So she wasn't given the approval. We're gonna come right back with that. We're gonna step into a small little break for a second.
We have experienced how to survive in America. This life, we're all we got. The vague ringtone. People who wear this brand are people who care about human life. The ones who wear this brand look out for one another. The vague ringtone. Get yours. TheVagueRingtone.club. It's more than a brand. It's a way of life. In the world today, we have experienced how to survive in America. This life, we're all we got. The vague ringtone. People who wear this brand are people who care about human life. The ones who wear this brand.
We back live again right here on the Vague Ringtone channel right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We got my man Hassan and ex-employees and also members that actually live in the community.
Okay, we're back. So, Rick, you can continue with your time here in reference to how many managers you went through, and you said you went through about 4 managers. When did you notice, now that it's out in the open, something was strange going on?
Well, I noticed it actually maybe like a month before my retirement. But no, I take that back, like 2 months before my retirement. Because I came here to do my responsibility. I didn't know anything about anybody paying this way or that way, or, you know, I didn't know none of that until it was brought to my attention by Dora, because when I wrote her my 2-week notice of me being officially accepted for retirement, I gave her my 2-week notice, you know, and she verbally, in my face, told me, Rick, you're just leaving so fast because you're a part of that machinery. And I looked at her, I'm like, Dora, how can you say that? I said, I don't believe you even said something like that. I said, I don't even believe you can say that. You know, I didn't know nothing of this of sort. I knew Sherry would tell me that she need how many units, I would do that many units. One of the other managers, when they brought them all over here to try to catch up or whatever was going on before an audit, one of the managers asked me how many vacancies I had, and I told her I had 4 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, paperwork show you got 11. And I'm like, 11? No, I got 4 vacancies. The other 7 I knew were occupied because Sherry had me getting them ready for the move-ins, okay? You know, technically, I'm under the impression that I'm getting them ready for these people that did their application, they've been approved to move in, so I'm busting my butt to get them ready for these people to move in. But when they told me I had 11 vacancies, I swore them down. No, I got 4. But these vacancies people were moved into.
So basically, unbeknown to you,
Yeah.
It was 11 units, so you say 4 of them you knew about that was vacant. So the other 7,
I didn't know
nothing about. But people are living in these units.
Yes, because they living in there, you know.
Okay, so people was living in the units. So obviously, being that Sherry's in the situation she in right now, they wasn't in these units legitimately.
No, I guess not. But to my knowledge, they were.
But to your knowledge, because you just a maintenance man. Just doing.
All I was doing was getting these units ready. All I was doing was getting these units ready because that was my assignment for a moving. And I know before anyone could move in, they had the application would have to be approved. I know that much. So it was okay to move in.
I have a question. So the day that she walked off, Sherry walked off. The day she walked off, her husband had her.
If he had her keys, he had access to whatever in our office. If he had her keys.
So repeat that one more time. We need to speak loud and clear.
The question was, Sherry walked off the property. She quit. She up and walked off.
Said coma.
Her husband still had access when she walked off, meaning access to the office, access files, and all that. He returned the keys to Global after
he had came here.
Right, after he came and moved out his wife, out her office, he turned the keys in. Still an employee. He works for the property still.
Complicit.
Is committing all this, and I'm helping her move out, and I'm not complicit. But a husband, how wouldn't a husband be complicit? If you're gonna say strangers are complicit, how? And he still worked for Global. How wouldn't Global be complicit if you still allow her husband to work here after a crime that statute?
And we just got to and we love Ricky. Somebody out in the community, I don't even know what say we love him. He helped my mother.
Yeah, right.
But now we real, because this is a real podcast. This not highly fake. This highly hood. So
the realness of it. This is a person's life.
Right.
A person's well-being.
Right.
A person's stature.
Right.
Character.
Right.
You know, and if you're not gonna be right, man, it's not right to do so.
Right.
Correct.
And so after you realized that the situation with those 7 units, then at that point you knew that these people was here under fishy circumstances.
But of course.
Okay, because ain't nobody dumb.
Of
you know?
course.
Okay.
You know, after recognizing and then, you know, going to these places to do a work order without knowing whom is what, I go in and do what I'm supposed to do. If they're supposed to be there or not, I don't know. I'm there to do the work order that I'm assigned to.
And it said that you received money from tenants.
Never. But not as an employee, nor after an employee. I came over here one time about a week ago. It was like maybe 1 o'clock a.m. I done turned in my keys, my phone, and everything over a month and a half ago, back on October 6th. I turned in everything that has to do with me and Global. I have nothing to do with it. One of the tenants' bathroom, toilet, water line burst. 1 o'clock in the morning. She said she couldn't reach nobody, but she remembered my number. I came over here, got out of bed, drove over here to help that tenant, you know, as an act of me, in my heart, in my kindness. You know what I'm saying? But Dora want to say that I didn't have no business in that unit, and when to help that lady, and when I went in there, water at least 2 inches high. 2 inches high. Like I said, I did that out of the kindness of my heart. The new maintenance guy that they got here, 1 or 2, they didn't have no way of contacting this man, or this man didn't know what to do. It just didn't bother him.
And do you still receive calls?
No, whole different phone.
You have, but before you turned your phone in, you was receiving calls.
Receiving calls.
Still.
Yes.
And people were saying that the company was saying Ricky was the maintenance man, even though they sent out this letter. You still had the title of the property. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
And so they didn't know nobody else to go to but Ricky.
Exactly.
And the girl in the office, what's her name? Melissa.
Yeah.
She said go to Ricky. When you need some, because you was scared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now see, she's sending people to me. She's sending people to call me. Okay, and I'm
And you aware of
employed.
that, though? Be honest, you aware that she was sending.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm nowhere around. You know, like I say, I'm taking things upon myself to help these people. You You know, which I guess sometimes everything good ain't always right. You know, but it bothers me to this day, man, for as diligent of a worker as I was for Global, as much dedication that I put in to this job, as well as the person that I am, the walk that I walk, to be scandalized and you know, have things like I wouldn't do that because I know it's not for me to do so. For Dora to make up a flyer, make up a notice, and put that on everybody's door about me doing such is a lie. And it really angers me that she would do that. You know?
Yeah, I can feel, I can see the pain in your eyes.
And-
So look at this. So Ricky, what do you feel? And I'm sorry for interrupting, but we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just trying to cover as much as I can. Please forgive me. So, if you could be sincerely and totally honest, do you feel?
That's the only way I am on everything.
Okay, that's how we gonna roll. Do you feel Dora was aware of all this?
Yes.
It's no
Yes.
impossible not to be aware. Am I correct?
It's impossible. It's very much so impossible. Dora is the asset manager. Over 17 properties, okay? She got 17 different managers. These managers do their monthly duties to run this, to maintain this property. After they do their part, I feel and think and only knowledge tell you that Dora is to go behind each one of those 17 managers and make sure their paperwork, their figures are all right. I can remember one time.
Absolutely.
I can remember one time going in Sherry's office, and her and Dora was going back and forth on the phone. Dora was telling Sherry something about her figures weren't right, or this, that, and the other. Okay, all right, fine. Why, after a year and a half, you decide that something is not going right, or something is not, you know, because the last 2 months, I feel, this is me speaking, this is me analyzing the situation. The last 2 months or 3 months of what was going on, Sherry got sick or tired of being harassed, being accused, so she took it and ran, I feel. And Dora got mad, or Dora didn't get her part, I feel. The reason why she is so gung-ho at getting this girl the way she got her. Sherry did a lot for these people here. Yes, she did a lot, a hell of a lot. Dora did not know what was going on here, man. Why? Because she didn't, I feel she didn't care.
Wait. Again, you said Dora, do you say Dora didn't know what was going on? She did know.
She did know, but didn't care.
But okay, there you go.
That's what I say.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, because her action speaks it. It showed it. You know, she wasn't representing Global. She was doing her.
Facts.
You know, and from a maintenance man seeing what was going on, never got involved, because that's not my business. But common sense would tell you, why would you allow your manager to go so long without going behind their work to make sure their work is fine, so they can correct it?
Unless you are.
Unless you know something
complicit.
about it or a part of it.
Exactly. Well, Miss Brandy, you know, we love both of y'all. We thank y'all for coming out. And again, we want to make that we ain't against Frank.
No.
We're not against Frank. We just.
I want to add something. So when there was, like I said, the fact that it was so distasteful, and the comments that were made during her interview were to basically make it sound like the community were the scum, and they were paying with food stamps and all this. She just snapped and said, $4,000. That's only a few months. Do the math. But you got people over here with $12,000 eviction notices, $5,000, $7,000,
$10,000.
$10,000. You want to make it to where the young people that was on there, they were complicit. Now we got senior citizens and disabled people that are legally blind. They were complicit.
And her situation was in 2017.
Prior before Sherry. So how does that happen? Now, you guys overcharged her $3,000 on multiple occasions. Told her it's gonna take her money. You got like, come on now. There were want to take it to where Global wasn't complicit, and Global has no. That Global wasn't complicit, and Global has no type of accountability. However, you guys hired her. You guys allowed her to use the platform to either rob us, get over on us, or whatever the situation was. The fact that Global has no accountability, and you guys ran background check for this lady to be up in this office. Right. She used your platform to rob you guys and us, and you're gonna say tenants were complicit, but the asset that was supposed to be checking this woman's work for years was complicit. We could say negligent at least, accountable at least.
Let Ricky say something. I want to read something he sent to the news. Go ahead.
Okay.
While I fill out my motion to stay, along with about 15, 16 other people, you say.
Okay.
The line lady, she gonna come and let us interview her again.
I want to speak just to check how this being ran. Over at Bar Living. With the little money that I was making, my rent, my money of employment was not making enough to pay my rent. Okay, in one check.
While you working at
While
their
I'm
company.
working for their company and living on their property, Dora, I got an attorney. I got an attorney to make an agreement with Dora. I would pay half and half. Dora agreed to it. Okay? When she agreed to it, and when I went to make my payment, she told the manager not to accept it. Okay? So by her telling the manager not to accept it, that threw me back. So they put it.
This after she agreed to accept it.
With my attorney. They agreed to accept it. But when it was time to pay, they didn't want to accept it. She wouldn't accept it. So that threw me back. So they ended up putting an eviction on me. Remind you, I work for them. I work for them. She put an eviction on me and wrote it out to the end. And it,
And this was when you kind of like first kind of started working here, and you still work after that eviction.
And still work after they evicted
a couple
me,
of years after the eviction.
and did the things that they did to me. I mean, they're wrong. She's wrong. And it was all off the back of her. Her decision making. And she even told the manager, if he does not move, put out of there, regardless.
For the company was of it.
Put in another year and a half after going through that with them.
Wow.
So I'm saying that to say, if she's gonna treat an employee like that here, she denied my. Nobody's supposed to get a vacation, but she denied it. I accepted, kept working.
She came from what they call because he's
and when I gave her my notice of retirement, Melissa evidently didn't send it to her because she claimed she didn't get it and then want to turn around and say she fired me. I got proof of Social Security papers showing and stating that I am officially retired.
Right.
So why would you throw that out here to the community and other people? And, or say, Ricky didn't retire.
And you have a paper trail showing that I am retired. That you let her know a couple of weeks ahead of time. And I saw those papers. Look at this. Found it on the news. We have your responded on the news. The last interview with her, not with her, but with Keisha. We had the last podcast. Keisha, to the newscaster saying, "Property you reference is owned by Community Development Program Center of Nevada at Frank Hawkins property. And not any residents who have received eviction notices, nor have we any renters. It says contact us. And keep our mission, our focus, we are currently reaching out to residents with to provide information.
No.
Yeah, what I read. Yeah. So my point is that the news lady got back at me and said she's confused because clearly she's seen notices herself. So there's a big investigation going on to see really what's going on. And then I always like to clear Frank.
Yeah.
Because we don't have no problem with Frank at all. You know what I'm saying? Frank hired people to do the job, and if they don't do the job, they got to be accountable, no matter if it's from the ant to the giant. Mm-hmm. So if George the giant, then you know it is what it is. But no one has received vouchers. She said you took it from the tenants. She, to me, is and I don't hurt her. No, I ain't got nothing against her. I'm just here to report the news.
Right. That out of her mouth about me, and she know, and everybody else around here know. It's true. And I like to tell me that they gave me money to do so. They defamated my character like a motherfucker by sending that, putting that on everybody's door. Putting that on everybody's door with my whole name. This is a lie. Knowing that is a lie.
So it appears this was what was happening from my investigation and from other resources and people I contacted me and tenants. When people move out the units that was legit, Sherry would move people in under that moniker, under their names. Because a lot of people that was in them units didn't qualify.
You know, could be possible true. I have.
But what I'm saying, because we know what she's there for now. Yeah. You know, they got pictures of her, her picture, jail picture, with her mugshot and everything. So, if she defrauded the company, the only way to defraud the company, if a legitimate tenant is moving out, right? I'm gonna give you my 2-week notice.
Yeah.
You already qualified.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm gonna do with your paperwork, so I can just move somebody in and make Global think
that person still.
Yeah, and that's what's been happening, and we all know now. So, and then at the same time, when veterans see, a lot of people think that this interview, this stuff came from here first. Mm-hmm. It did not come from here. It was a brother here. He was a veteran. Mm-hmm. The news. The contact. The first time we had the news, the veteran contacted the news, not us, because they had been paying his rent, and they put him out. And Frank don't know about that. He don't even. We exposing it so we can help. And that's how this whole thing came about. It didn't have nothing to do with Brandy. It didn't have nothing to do with you. The nurse called the veteran people. The veteran contacted the news and brought the news out here. Mm-hmm. Guy. And no one. The news for? Because they evicted him, and his money was paying other people's rent. Oh, not just him. We have a lady we're gonna be talking to here soon. We have another young lady. Housing sent her a letter saying that she stays in one unit and being paid for one unit, whereas she's staying in another. We have all those documents and all that stuff like that too. Wow. So anyway, we just want to hear and get you, because all these notes that they've been posting on the doors and all the rumors that they're saying about you and all this stuff like that.
All fabricated lie, man. It hurts me to my heart, man, for that to be presented out there like that. That is not cool at all. I don't appreciate that. Yes, that
Now you got your flashlight. You want me to go get it? Okay, so excuse us for the delay, but what we're doing is we're taking you into the apartment that the dogs had been abandoned for 30 days, where global management failed to do the proper protocol. Tenant has been evicted or after has abandoned the unit.
Supposed to be what, how many cats? 3 or 4. So, I'm not sure. And you said at least one small dog? Yeah, gee, I wanted to say quickly.
You can hear one dog barking.
Yeah, it's in our backyard.
You can see what we're doing is we're just taking you and giving you an insight on what's going on, and we know for a fact Frank can't know about this. If he did, he'd do something about it right away. And as you can see, that unit was abandoned. You can see
what unit was this?
that was unit 123. But we have a lot of units have been abandoned. They're not up to code. And Frank paid a company to make sure they stay up to code. Right. We have tremendous amount of footage from units that is really despicable. And wow. If Frank knew this, when he built this property, he built it. I believe that CP. Let me.
Club. It's more than a brand. It's a way of life. In the world today, we have experienced how to survive in America. This life, we're all we got. The vague ringtone. People who wear this brand are people who care about human life. The ones who wear this brand look out for one another. The vague ringtone. Get yours. TheVagueRingtone.club. It's more than a brand. It's a way of life.
So that's it. No. Okay. We're back. CDPCN is Community Development Program Center of Nevada. So I believe Frank had a vision to improve the black community. And when he did, he built 4 beautiful properties over here. Very nice. I believe they was built in 05. And so with his heart desire mission, even though it might have got messed off along the way dealing with management, we want to make sure that we say that we ain't after Frank. We ain't got nothing to do with it. We ain't on it like that. We're just here to bring to the attention of the world what other people in the world are suffering and seeking assistance by any means necessary. And one way that we're doing this is by letting the people know. And in closing, if you have anything you would like to leave your last words, or
Yeah, I would truly like to say that I hate that it came to this point. You know, regardless of the outcome that it has came to, my wholehearted, truthful saying is, if Dora LeGrand would have been doing what she was supposed to be doing and not concocting BS, a lot of this would not be the way it is.
well, you know what Doris say? Take your heart out of it.
You know, and with you know, by that, I feel that a lot would not have come to this point with Sherry, with the community, with the property, with myself, because it's all ugly. Because all of us are family. We all, we're all same folk trying to make a living in this ugly world that we live in. There's too much going on in this world for us to be fighting for with each other on something that could have been fixed years ago.
Right, that's right.
Years ago.
Mr. Vague?
Let me take that seat right there real fast.
Huh?
Let me take the seat. Hello, everybody. That's another episode did right here at the David J. Hoggard Community Center. And definitely reach out. I contacted Dora earlier today, and I also contacted Frank. I didn't get an answer from any one of them, but I did want to let them know what we were doing, and I was inviting them to come over today. But I'm pretty sure they was busy. So right now, share this, and we'll get back with y'all on the next episode. I'm pretty sure we'll get Dora in because I know she has a lot to say, so I want to go and be able to talk to her so that she has to say, and I also really want to do Frank too, because the things that are going on, I'm pretty sure he doesn't really know the whole scoop and the whole story. So anytime you dig into something that's real deep, you're going to find some dirt. And we'll get back with y'all, the vague ringtone in the building.
Oh, this is your baby. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Good. What else I wanted to tell you?
Huh? I didn't know she did. Why? When did that come from? What, she said she didn't want to?
No, I'm just like,
We've experienced how to survive in America. This life, we're all we got.